I'm ready.
Are you on the same time zone as Central US?
No, I with Eastern time.
You are with Eastern, okay.
Here's 3:15.
3:15, okay. That knocking is so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Just watching the clock.
okay.
Here we go. I'm going to start the session.
Poniste en cero mi celo, por si acaso.
Reverberation here now that I've opened the session. Not sure what that is. Anyway, welcome everyone to our session. I'm really excited to introduce to you Juana Mendez with Fundación Aqua. Juana is going to present for us her research on the cultural and economic importance of jewelry in the Choco region of Colombia. So I'm going to turn it over to Juana now, and then we'll answer your questions when she's done with her presentation. Juana, do you want me to put the slides up, or do you have something to say before we load the slides?
No, just let's begin.
Is somebody in the room with you that also has the session loaded? You may want them to either mute their microphone or move to another room.
No, there's only me.
Well, I'll mute my microphone, see if I can fix it that way.
I don't know what's going on. I'm alone here.
Hold on, folks. We're just going to see if we can get this echo to stop. Say something now, Juana.
Hello, I'm here.
Anything I can do to adjust this in the system. Did you just change microphones, Juana? Because it was no problem at all in the practice session.
No, I have nothing different than. Let me see what's going on with my microphone here. No.
Maybe you can turn the microphone down on your end, and I'll turn the volume up in the system.
No, I touched nothing.
That's a good question, Anna. Did you move your microphone? Is it closer to the speaker than it used to be, or are you just doing it all on your laptop?
It is as always. I don't know what's going on. I touched nothing.
How about if you close out of the session and then log back in, and let's see if we can clear this up with just reconnection on your end.
Okay, so I should stop sharing screen.
No, just go ahead and log out altogether, and then.
No, y lo
Poor thing. None of us ever want to be the person that happens to.
I know.
But She will log back in a second. We will get this session back on the rails. She has really exciting information to share with us, so hopefully we can get this up and running. We were just doing 15 minutes of session prep, and everything was perfect. So when we opened the room, I'm not sure what that is. Just check my WhatsApp and my email to make sure she's not emailing help. All I see in my WhatsApp and email is that there is a tornado watch for my town. They suddenly dive under my desk. So many email folks, hopefully, I'll back in here in just a second. So just doing the session, could you try I suppose we should be. Oh, I'm hearing now I'm gargled and muffled. What's going on with this session? I'm also going to check out and check back in. We may have to reopen the session if that happens. So, Okay, how is that? Am I still gargled and muffled? Or is my sound coming through okay? It does sound better. Okay. All right, and if we can't get Juana back in here in a minute, I don't want to lose too much presentation time. I can always arrange to do a recording with her and then we can replay it, but that doesn't allow you to ask questions, so that's not my first choice. All right, I'm WhatsApping with Juana. Okay, now let's see. Okay, I'm back on screen. Somebody told me I can't see you, just the big screen share. I mean, I guess we should be grateful that we've had a full day and a half of conference so far and nothing like this has happened yet, but I feel terrible for Juana because it's just, you always feel like it's your fault when something like this happens, when in fact, it's just the technology. But I'm sure it stressed her out.
Oh, hi, Andrea.
Oh, hi, Susan. Juana's typing to me.
Okay. I thought I'd wait here with you for a second and then we'll
keep me company. Don't make me babble by myself.
have a game plan. Yeah, everything was working well in tech check with her beforehand, so.
All right. Hopefully she's coming in now. We'll just help her get her screen shared and we should be good to go.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Anna. They have been some incredible conversations, haven't they? Anna's saying congratulations on a powerful conversation. It's like the whole day has, well, the whole 2 days so far. And there's so much more.
Yeah, today's definitely has a lot of great content.
Mm-hmm. Now let's see, which Anna are we chatting with? Is this Anna from Bogota or Anna from California? We have two Annas in the room now. Bogota. Susan, do you guys have a tornado watch down by you guys, or is it just up by me?
So far, just out by you. Is it coming my way?
Great. It's really dark outside. It's raining cats and dogs. And now I've just got about 6 alerts on my phone about tornado watch.
Well, I'll keep my fingers crossed on knock on wood that you can keep your reception if there's a tornado.
Well, you're here. If there's a tornado, I dive under the desk, you take over. We're good. I'll be back when it's over.
All right, good.
Hi, Christina. Buenas tardes.
I'm not seeing the chat box. Do you have the chat box turned on?
It looks like Juana's having a hard time. Juana, you're here as... Okay, Juana, if you can hear us, Juana, I can see you're in as a presenter. I just sent you a camera request.
Okay, I'll log on. Yay!
Okay. So, shall we begin immediately?
Yep, share your screen. And don't worry.
¿Cómo estás, Dani?
It's all fine.
Yo esto aquí primero. Y aquí. Y aquí. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we are. Do you share the screen with me? Are you seeing the same?
It looks perfect and we can hear you just...
Okay, so sorry, I don't know what happened, but here I am. Thank you very much for coming to this conference, and let's begin immediately. So in this talk, we are going to learn what happens with the gold that remains in the Choco. We will understand the cultural importance of gold in the Afro-descendant communities dedicated to artisanal mining in Choco. Because every time we talk about gold, we immediately refer to the illegal mining and its destructive impact on the territory of the Pacific jungle. But we never see the importance of gold in the cultural and economic life in Choco. So in this presentation, we are going to follow the trace of gold in the local culture and economy. What happens to gold that remains in the territory? And let me get a little bit ahead. It is all about jewelry. Jewelry as a means of saving, jewelry as an object for cultural identification, and a sense of belonging to a powerful culture determined by gold. When we think about gold in the Choco, we think about the illegal mechanized mining. We are not going to talk here about this. We are only going to focus on jewelry. And we always know about the threatening and the evil impact it has on rivers and nature because of mercury and destruction of riverbeds and land. But now here we are going to focus on the cultural and economic circuit of gold and jewelry in the Colombian Pacific coast, so we can add to this diagnosis of mining another perspective. Without gold, the culture that flourished in the Choco jungles might suffer a painful change and transformation. So access to gold to the people in the Choco region is primordial to ensure the survival of his culture. Let's talk a little bit about the territory and to understand the territory where this gold culture flourished. This is a map. This is Colombia. We can see here the Caribbean Sea, and here in the north is Mexico, the Gulf of Mexico. Here's Panama, the Pacific Ocean, and this is the Pacific region of Colombia, which has the highest biological diversity, and it is a region of difficult access and intricate net of springs, rivers, and swamplands, where it is impossible to undertake extensive livestock production or extensive or intensive agriculture projects. This is the jungle. Here we are looking with a magnifying glass a little bit more of Choco with their principal rivers, the Rio Atrato, which which goes to the Caribbean Sea, and the Rio San Juan, which goes to the Pacific Ocean. And from Quibdó to Novita, this is the traditional mining region from the time of Spanish colony till today. And here, this map shows us in red the evidence of mechanized mining in Choco, which coincides perfectly with the traditional mining region of Black communities in the Pacific Choco. In this territory, the descendants of Black slaves from mining did their life, spreading through the rivers, establishing an extensive family economy, cohabitating with natives, and creating a biocentric culture, meaning that the main effort is to preserve the land so it will never stop bringing enough food, hunting, and fishing. Different and complementary activities which altogether will guarantee the survival. It is a plurifunctional culture, society with different jobs and tasks. Everybody plays a role. Agriculture, small rotating areas, steals from the jungle, fishing, carpenters, hunting, mining. It is a society where every family member plays a role in this strategy for surviving in the jungle. And the family produces some surplus products from their activity that are sold at town. And of course, artisanal mining. The country family extracts gold by artisanal mining in a complementary activity that enables buying all what cannot be produced in the family land. Here's a traditional couple of miners in Tador, Choco. Part of the gold is sold to the gold trader at town to buy food, clothes, other needs, and another part of the gold gathered is saved until there is enough gold saved to visit the jeweler at town. Jewels are the family savings. Banking is very precarious in Choco, so people order jewels to the local jeweler, giving added value to its gold savings. And these jewels can be pawned at the local pawn shop in moments of an urgent necessity. So jewelry represents for people the family liquid patrimony, but and also jewelry can be sold. And jewelry is, of course, a cultural patrimony. It is a cultural legacy. The jeweler is the one who transforms gold in artistic objects, and he has a knowledge inherited from his elders. He has a well-seen profession, and the jeweler workplace is an important meeting place. People talk about the news, drink coffee, maybe Friday's night, there could be a bottle of rum and a happy meeting. The door of the workplace is always open in a centric street in all towns in Choco. So by the hand of the jeweler, families feed the jewelry box of every family member. It is the people's welfare. And the jewels have also a cultural meaning. They are used for rituals and also as protection for newborn, as a gift accompanying important moments of life like a marriage or a baptism, for example. Designs and uses of jewelry change through time, but it's still accompanying Chocoan people's lives with its ritual meanings. Today, for example, for the 15-year party of a young woman, it is trendy now to give the name sewed in gold. So jewels still have a special meaning. Giving a precise meaning to jewels is a particular characteristic of Afro-descendant communities in the Pacific coast. Let's see some examples of the way people uses jewelry in the Choco. People go to the jeweler to order mandas. Mandas is we can translate it as a payment or acknowledgement for a given good action from a saint patron. For example, here these little pieces these little babies that are made in gold represent the given good action of a baby that was sick and now has healed. So gold is also used for the obligada, el ritual de la obligada, the obligada ritual. When a child loses its navel, the parents put in the scar a little bit of gold powder so the child will grow with luck and success. And this is also a rite shared with indigenous tradition. There are lots of other examples of ritual uses of jewelry. It is a pity I cannot show you everything, but well, another example of specific meaning of jewelry can be the me and you ring, this ring, which is given as a love engagement or a love demonstration. Here in this picture, the old-fashioned gold nail that is not very used now and was very popular in the 80s because local fashion changes. And this is another very common jewelry, which are small-scale versions of the material culture. That these are very important expressions of jewelry in Choco also. Here we see the traditional wooden boats, which are called pangas. Here on the left side and in the right side, we see the very traditional miner brooch with all the tools for the artisanal miner. And of course, there are also the figures of devotional and religious jewelry. This is San Francisco, the patron saint from Quibdó. But the main and real significance of jewelry is to wear it and show it to feel beautiful with jewelry. People in Choco love to adorn themselves, and wearing jewelry is a way to emphasize the belonging to a proud culture of gold. Let's take a quick glance at the Chocoan jewelry. First of all, design and techniques change very little. These earrings that we are seeing now, these are called the basket earrings. I'm wearing mine. They are made by a Chocoan jeweler. So designs and techniques that change very little happens because of the geographical isolation, permitting to develop a very local expression with almost no influence. These are the beautiful collar. This is called the coffee bean chain. It is such a beautiful and simple, efficient design. Or this other, very from the 70s and the 80s. It is the two-finger ring exclusively worn by men. And at the back, we see the Chinesca chain, very popular also. Or another example could be this other ring used also for men, the tube ring. Or these that I love, they're so beautiful. These are the picture earrings. The picture earrings, a classic 19th century European design used to invoke good luck and success. And these are the aretes de chuchas, a delicate and stylish piece of jewelry that you can buy in Choco. Another characteristic of of Chocoan traditional jewelry is the knowledge transmission. The knowledge transmission at the jewelry workshop. 20 or maybe 30 years ago, the way of transferring the jewelry profession was a sort of a medieval relation between the master and the apprentice. The apprentice had to pass some test to show his patience and capacity of learning. The master trains his successor and chooses the one who has the best qualities to give him all the knowledge. But nowadays, this subjugation to a master is unacceptable for young people in Choco. Young people is not willing to do this, so all jewelers must adequate to new times, and this is one of the challenges the challenges for jewelers in Choco. Another characteristic is the gold weight, the local gold weights and measurements of gold, which is inherited from the Spanish colonial period. It survived in more than 2 centuries and it has the corn seed. You can see here these corn seeds as the first weight unit. It's called the grano de maíz. So the measurement part begins in this corn seed. And this weight system, based on the corn seed, is a tacit trust agreement, which is one of the characteristics of these Black communities in Pacific, and that still working in the mining regions of Choco. Traditional jewelers are proud to preserve the old scales from the ancestors, and you can find these old European scales at jewelers' workshops. But now the overwhelming presence of new gold traders is changing this tradition, imposing the decimal metric system with the gram. And finally, the last shared mark of Chocoan jewelry is the color finishing. An intense yellow, the color of gold nuggets from the mine obtained by a hot bath with mineral salts. People in the Choco says that they feel that the other gold, for example, Italian gold, is not real gold because it doesn't have the color of the mine gold. Tradition says that this is a legacy from native goldsmithing, from the pre-Hispanic cultures. But I cannot assure this. It is a way of pickling. But anyway, users love this yellow from the pot. And if jewelers do not have this matte, like frosted glass finish, they won't buy it. It is a mark of origin. So, well, I have presented you the value chain of gold and jewelry and its importance in the local culture and economy. I presented you some traits of this Choco jewelry, and this conforms with gold mining, a cultural patrimony that is in risk in this moment. It is in danger because of the illegal and devastating new mining. Gold is gone. The gold that people can reach with traditional mining technology is gone. And if miners do not reach gold, well, jewelers will have no work. So I think that one of the big challenges in Choco is to restore this cultural chain of gold with a green gold, because restoring the traditional chain of jewelry, which is based in trust and confidence, because Chocoan jewelers want to work with clean gold, but they don't want to be accomplices of the territory destruction. So the idea is of doing a small little experiment of providing clean gold to jewelers to restore this beautiful cultural patrimony of jewelry. Well, thank you very much.
That was fascinating. First of all, I had no idea that Colombian gold, when worn locally, had that hot yellow 24 karat look to it.
Oh, yes,
They're just pure gold, aren't they? They're not alloying it down because it's money. So it makes sense, but I did not know it. And that is an extraordinary yellow.
I think, Andrea, this is something really unique in the world, this relation of a culture related to gold and expressing its pertinence to a gold culture with jewelry. I'm wearing today my Chocoan gold baskets.
Oh, those aretes de churchas, they show up again and again, don't they? They're gorgeous. I love that.
They're absolutely beautiful. It is a very sophisticated and beautiful jewelry. It is amazing. It is really important to preserve this cultural patrimony, which is in risk because illegal and criminal mining has destroyed the territory. It is really.
It's be very concerned with, but not. We need to preserve it, but not through cultural appropriation by everyone taking up the design, but by making sure they can continue to produce it.
Yes, the interesting thing here is to preserve a local circuit, a local cultural and economic circuit. Maybe it is possible to, because this has a very strong marketing brand. No, the jewelry is so it has an NDA, how do you say, ADN? Yeah, it's so strong that it can maybe, it can be a jewelry sold with this so prodigious origin. But the important thing now is to assure the reproduction of this cultural chain in Choco.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's good for us to think about the jewelry traditions on the ground instead of always talking about moving all of these materials into the commercial markets, because it is
let's begin
set of concerns.
Let's begin with a little experiment of restoring this trust chain, which is so beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. I'm going to ask one question from the group because we have to close the session down since a new session is going to start. I'm so sorry because I could talk with you all day about this, and maybe we just find another time to bring this information out more broadly. I really wish more people would hear this. But there's a question about, do women do gold work, or is it primarily men that do gold work in Colombia?
It is a men work. Women are basically miners. Women go and do mining because they have to feed their family. No, women are so important in the mining local artisanal practice, but there are no women. Just beginning to be new women working in the workshops, but it's really new. This is a men profession.
Okay. Well, Juana, I hate to cut you off because there's so many questions we'd like to ask, but the session's going to shut us down in a moment so that it can open for the next group. So thank you so much.
You people, if somebody is interested in knowing a little bit more, here I am. And there's a book coming next month with all this big research, a beautiful book that I will show you when I will have it.
And then we'll share it.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care.
Okay.